Welcome everyone to another Wednesday night. The fundamentals to gain inner peace with your host, Coach Menachem. And tonight we're going to be talking about walking meditation, how and why. Let's see what that means. But before we go there, how's everyone doing? How was Purim? How did the setting intention? Where did it take you? Any changes and any difference? Awareness. And even if it's something small, it doesn't have to work. It doesn't have to be perfect. You see a small change, grab it, enjoy it, even if it's small. Start celebrating the small things. If it's small change, but it's change, it's something. We expect a lot, so we're not happy with the small changes, but it takes time. So just becoming aware of how it worked, what was your intention, and then finding yourself, seeing yourself in those moments that you visualized and seeing the differences. Okay, so before we start, let's get grounded. Take a deep breath. Just becoming aware of the moments, becoming aware of myself, where I am. What am I feeling? Turn inwards to see, what do I feel? Both feet on the ground. Try to relax your shoulders, your jaws. Take a deep breath just to be in the moment, spending a few minutes, hopefully not being busy with everything else, just in the here and the now, no matter what's going on. And it's not always easy to take a few minutes and just breathe and ask yourself, how am I feeling, and staying there. Sometimes it gets hard. You want to continue. You're in the middle of doing stuff. You're busy. And when you stop and you try to focus a little bit on how you feel, you can become anxious. Like, I don't like it. But continue breathing. Get through that initial reaction. For me, sometimes in the middle of the day, I take some time off in a quiet place and try to close my eyes and breathe. And sometimes it is hard. It's just hard. Things come up. Not that I know what it is, but it's that feeling. And I'm thinking to myself, like, I come here Wednesday night and we get grounded, and I say, become aware of your surroundings, turn inwards. It's easy to say it, but when you practice it, when I actually practice and close my eyes in a quiet place and focus on what I feel, it's hard. Maybe like a minute or two, I want to stop. I have to tell myself, just continue, you're okay. And you have to get through that little bit of anxiousness that says there's so much to do, just continue, you're busy, you can't just sit here and do nothing. And you can find that 5-10 minutes, it's okay. So what I was thinking for the next 4 weeks, Baruch Hashem, we all had a beautiful Purim, I hope. But Purim was, and now we're in between Purim and Pesach. It's 4 weeks. That brings up different things. And that's how it works. We're not going to even label positive or negative. It's just becoming aware of what it is, of how. different situations. Everybody has their own unique situation. So just taking a moment, take a deep breath and think what comes up when you think about these 4 weeks getting ready for Pesach. And you can share it in the chat. Just think of one word. Just what's the thoughts? What's the feeling? Just becoming aware. And again, no positive and negative. It could be overwhelmed, looking forward, hoping for the best. Some people are nervous. Thank you for being honest. Fear, overwhelmed. And again, everybody has their things. We're not going to go into what comes up and why, where it comes from, but there's a lot going on. Talking about cleaning or not cleaning, or worried how to. Yes, guest, no guests. You have a list of things, or you don't want to make lists. You do work with lists, arrangements, family members, cooking, organizing, traveling. Everybody has their things. And yes, thank you. Somebody mentioned that it's hard to be in the moment and plan for Pesach, knowing what's going on in Israel. It is very hard. It's like a lot of times become paralyzed. How can I continue? So that's good. Just become aware of the feelings, of the thoughts, of the fear, or just looking forward. I know how to do it. I've done it the past years, and I'm doing copy paste. Amazing if you can do that. But it's just 4 weeks of becoming aware, being in the moment, and then finding the way how to take a deep breath and say, what can I do to make it a little bit easier? What could I do to make it work? Something different, or even to be aware of how I feel, that helps. So, talking about walking meditation. Now, meditation, when people hear the word meditation, some people they don't like that word. But if you're here now for a while, so doesn't have to be meditation, it's being mindful. It's stopping for a moment, it's slowing down. So I hope by now you have something that you actually do in your day to help you be in the moment, to be mindful. And again, you can share in the chat. What is it? What's that one thing that you do? And hopefully you do it daily. Not a good idea to wait till you're overwhelmed and till there's so much going on, and then you say, I'm forced to take that walk. I'm forced to spend 5 minutes deep breathing. If you're forced to do it, many times you don't feel the benefits. But every day for a few minutes, we all need it. So what is it that you do? Whether it's in a safe place or some time that you have at work, do some deep breathing. Beautiful. Some people are taking walks, breath work, whatever it is. For everybody, it's different. And some people it's davening. Okay, that's good. That's your time where you have some quiet and you can daven. You can be drinking a coffee. Again, if it's mindful. So you're spending some time doing things that you're mindful. It fills you up. Something that you enjoy. It takes some time off, whether it's breathing, walks, just sitting quiet for a few minutes. So whatever it is, hopefully by now you're doing it daily. The thing is that what happens when we get up? Let's say you do breathing 5 minutes, you do some breath work, you feel relaxed, and then you go back to your regular day. So sometimes there's that gap. You go back to your regular day, but to do meditation during the day, the picture of meditation is somebody sits in a quiet space and you can sit there for a half hour and just meditate and do some breathing, which is amazing. But then you have to go back to, reality. Can't sit there all day. So the question is, how do we take it from spending some time with yourself, quiet, and then continuing it with your day, but being in that state, being in a state of calm, being in a state of awareness. Doesn't have to be calm, but at least if you're not calm, you're aware and you're there. Okay? It's the same way when you sit in that space, when you're quiet and you're breathing, being mindful, you have compassion for yourself, just understanding, listening to those voices, and just being there. So we need to do that when we go out, being mindful how other people make you feel, different situations, how they make you feel, and not to get lost, right? Not to be reactive the whole time, to be in the moment, understand what am I feeling, why do I have a fear to talk to this person, to go to that place, to make that phone call, to do that next step. So you're aware of those feelings and you continue breathing while you're at work and you have that coworker that you just can't, it just doesn't work. You can't be in the same room together. So you run out. So that's reacting. It could be you made a conscious decision to make sure not to be in the same room, which is nice if you can do it, but many times you have to. So you can walk in there and keep on breathing. You become aware of what comes up and those things that come up you don't like. And it's the same thing that what you do, for beginners, when you start sitting down and spending some time with yourself, those anxious feelings, different feelings that you don't like come up, and we continue breathing. So that's exactly what we have to do in the reality, when we face reality in the real world. You go out there, things come up, different people, different situations, and you're aware of the feeling that comes up, and you continue breathing. You don't get lost, you don't run away, and you can smile, even if there's a lot of triggers. So walking meditation is taking that to the next step. So again, there are two steps over here. Number one is, so first, just spending time with yourself. Let's say you meditate or you do breathing by yourself in a quiet space. Step number two is going outside and doing it while you're walking. Okay, and step number three is going to be in that working space and facing reality. But just starting with walking meditation, go find a quiet place, go outside. You can do it in your house. You get up and you start walking. And the walking is done in a way which is mindful. In the present moment, you're aware of every move. Take another step. It's slow. You're there. You become aware of different things that come up around you. Five senses. Become aware of what your body feels and while you're walking. So that's basically walking meditation. Once you can do that in a quiet place for 5-10 minutes, the next step is going to be to do it at work or at home, wherever you need. But first, just becoming aware of the concept of walking meditation. And it's not taking away from the meditation that you do from that space and that quiet time that you have during the day. If you do that, continue, and that's amazing. But this is another step. There are people that have a hard time sitting quiet, calm in one spot. So it might be walking, might be a better idea to start over there, becoming aware. But whatever works. So here are some concepts that I'm going to read. Ideas that come up while you're doing that walking meditation. So step number one is find a quiet place where you can walk. It can be a park down the block where you can slow down. You don't have to run. You don't have to be in that rush. You can just walk slowly and no distractions. In the beginning, some people ask me if they can have music. For this, it's recommended not to. Eventually you can decide you want to walk in the park and listen to music. That's beautiful. But for this walking meditation, is you really want to be with yourself and you become aware of your surroundings and about yourself. So you find a quiet place. Try to relax your body. Stand straight. Relax your shoulders, your face. Just become natural. Okay. So that's taking it easy, letting your hands hang just to relax. And you start walking slowly. You pay attention to each step, every movement. Doesn't have to be that slow, the way I'm saying it, but you're walking slow. The right foot, the left foot. You're becoming aware of the feelings of what your body feels. You become aware of what you're stepping on, the pebbles. You're becoming aware of all of those stuff that come up. And then you start focusing on your breath. In and out while you're walking. Inhaling, exhaling naturally. You become mindful, you become present of the moment, and then you become aware of the five senses. You notice your surroundings. You can notice sound, the birds, the leaves. If there's a lake, ducks. You can notice sounds, smells, different smell that you're not aware when you're too busy. And you might find yourself getting lost in thought, which always happens when you want to slow down and become aware. And that's okay. You become aware that you're thinking about different things. You come back into the moment and you continue walking slowly. Any thoughts, any emotions, sensations that come up, we need some acceptance. Let everything be. It's okay. You might feel anxious, nervous. Who's looking? It's okay. Continue walking. Allow them to pass. They come and go. Come and go. You could set an intention beforehand, like we discussed last week. You want to feel calm. What do you want to feel the next 5-10 minutes while you're walking? What do you want to get out of it? So you can set an intention. And setting an intention is a good idea no matter what you do, like we discussed. Why am I doing what I'm doing? So yeah, you can set an intention and decide beforehand how long you want to walk. Maybe in the beginning you want to do it for 5 minutes. That's good. So you build up. Eventually you can do it for longer. You become more comfortable. You become aware of different things. Sometimes it brings up things that you don't like. It comes and goes. Let it pass without judgment. And when you finish walking, you'll end mindfully. You thank yourself. You slow down. And then you can start walking normal. Walk back to your car or back to your house. You did it. Okay, so mindfully doing some meditation while you're walking. And after doing this for a few times, you'll be able to be doing meditation your whole day. Again, it doesn't mean you're doing meditation. It means you're aware. You're slow down. You're listening. You're there for other people. You're not like we discussed when you have a conversation with people. Many times you don't even hear what the other person says. There's so much going on in your mind. You just want to answer them and tell them that it wasn't that way. Just slow down. You can take it easy. You can listen. You can hear what they feel, what other person feels, and understand where they're coming from. So taking it from sitting at home in a quiet place where nobody distracts you, taking it to a place where you actually start walking around, again, where nobody distracts you, you can be with yourself And then the next step, maybe we'll talk about it more next week, is to go out interacting with other people and still being in that space, still being able to slow down, be mindful, even though there are other people around and there's a lot going on. It does take practice. So you can practice at a park or around your block, somewhere where it's quiet. But you want to find a place where you won't be disturbed, where you can actually do it. If you find yourself pulling out your phone and starting to be busy, so become aware of that. Try to keep the phone somewhere else so you can just be with yourself. So I'll share a little bit about myself. One day in the morning, I went to the park. It was 8:30 in the morning, quiet place here in Lakewood. And there's nobody around the lake. And I've done this many times, but it's interesting what comes up. You slow down, and I'm slowing down. I'm starting to walk, and I'm becoming aware of different thoughts, different ideas. And the sun was shining. I was walking slowly and just enjoying it. And I was connecting to the sun. I was like, wow, after winter, you want the warm sun, connecting to the sun, started seeing different things, smells. It's around the lake, so that smell um, brings up memories from the past. It sometimes it brings up different memories, and it's something to be very fast, like the flash, like just a split second, and you like have to catch it. There's so much going on. You become aware of your surroundings. For me, bringing up some childhood memories of Cezanne Lake in Muncie. It can bring up different things, smelling the water. That's where I spent some time. And I didn't spend too much time thinking what it was, but just becoming aware of that smell, slowing down, becoming aware of the birds and all different ideas, all your five senses becomes more heightened. You can more and more in touch with your five senses. And it takes you to a different consciousness. And it's interesting how it works. You're in a different place, not so busy. And you can just slow down, become aware of different things. And for some people, it's scary. But I don't say scary, but they maybe don't like it. Like what's this all about? You have to tell yourself it's okay. Whatever comes up is okay. Let it come up. Different memories, different thoughts, different ideas. You slow down. That's okay. A different time I took a training. It's called the Vivation training. It's 3 day. That's a lot of breath work, breathing. It's spending time in the room with a group of men and learning all the different types of breathing. But the training ended off with doing the breath work, doing some breathing, and going out in the world and doing it over there. So we all ended up going to the store, local store over here. We all went to Bradbury, and it was very funny. The idea of 10 men are going to be walking into the store, and the the exercise was everybody on their own or with a partner. You just go in. You could buy something. You don't have to buy something. You're spending a half hour walking around and becoming aware of those feelings that come up. And all you have to do is continue breathing. Just continue breathing. So after 2.5, 3 days of breath work in a room where nobody is disturbing you, we go out in the world. And again, it doesn't mean you're walking around, everybody's seeing you breathing. We breathe all day. You're breathing now. When you go into the store, you're breathing, but you're not aware of it. All you have to do is become aware of your breath. And then you become aware of those feelings. And you're thinking to yourself, who is looking? And then you become aware nobody's interested, nobody's looking. Everybody's busy with their own things. They're all running in their, in their busy day buying something and running out. And there you are, and you become aware of what you look like when you buy something when you're not aware. But now you're aware. And you could say hi to the person on the other side of the counter. What's going on? And automatically, like, whoa, they're like, are you okay? Like, people don't slow down. Most people are in a rush. Thank you, bye. That's it. But over here, it's like just slowing down. So it's doing that meditation, being mindful, being aware of your breath, being in the moment while you're out there in the world, while you're interacting with other people. You can have a meeting with somebody, you sit down and you say hi. Usually our initial reaction is be nervous. How am I going to present? What's going to look like? What should I tell them? Okay, you could set your intention beforehand because all of these things do come up. But eventually, doing the breathing, being mindful of whatever comes up, how do I feel? And enjoy breadberry. I know not everybody understands it, and not everybody has to understand it. It's something that doing this work, you don't have to go around telling everybody that you're mindful and telling everybody, oh, just try this out. Breath work, become conscious of your breath. It's okay. When it's their time, when they want to become aware of it, they'll do it. But you're on your own journey. Take care of yourself. Be there for yourself. And here we are. So yeah, it's an amazing experience. Hopefully next week we'll continue a little bit. But again, these 4 weeks, again, they bring up different feelings for everybody, unique situations. Everybody has their own. Just take a moment and think, where am I? Where am I these 4 weeks? What does Pesach mean for me? Now let it come up. You can write it, journal, just be aware and breathe. Continue breathing. So thank you. Thank you very much for joining tonight. Any questions you can put in the chat. Hopefully we will get to answer some questions here. And the recording is available on menachembernfeld.com. Any question while you're on this journey, you can always send it in. And thank you all for the feedback, for the questions. CoachMenachem@gmail.com. And just so that somebody's there. We're all on this journey. Things do come up. And you want to share it with somebody, so you can share. You have questions, you can always send it to coachmenachem@gmail.com. I'll listen. Sometimes I'll respond. Okay. Okay, questions. Where can I walk? Where can the walking? Yes. You can walk around in your house because eventually that's where we're going to practice. Eventually, whether it's at work or at home, it's really you getting up, it's spending every moment, just being aware of how do I feel? What am I doing now? Why am I doing it? Do I like, I'm making myself a tea, which flavor? It's like sometimes you're there, sometimes you're not there. So that's becoming aware. Sometimes very hard for me to be aware. Okay, so I did have this question in the past. A lot of people are like, "What do you want from me? I should be why should I be aware of myself and what's going on in my life? There's so much going on. I don't want to be aware, and I should be aware of my breath at every moment." So yeah, it's interesting how it works, and it doesn't work for everyone. I guess if you're a beginner, it could be scary to live with yourself. It'd be scary to be aware, to be in the moment, to slow down, to relax, and to just be. So that's what happens, mindfulness, meditation, breath work, all of that brings you to yourself. And what we're looking for is, we're forgetting, it's called gaining inner peace. So that real inner peace is we connect with that inner peace with ourselves. But for a beginner on this journey, you're going to be connecting with yourself, and a lot of stuff are going to come up that you don't like. So that's a very important awareness. You go to the mirror, look in the mirror, and what do you see when you look in the mirror? Can you be nice to that person? Can you listen to that person? Or you've never met that person before. It's like, who are you? So yeah. So take it slowly. Okay? Relax. You don't have to do it 24/7. Start with 1 minute and see what comes up, whether it's positive or negative, whether you like it or not. Just be aware of it, continue breathing, and get up and say thank you. Tomorrow you'll do 2 minutes. Okay? So yeah, it is sometimes hard for, and again, sometimes you don't want to be in the moment. It's okay. I can sometimes make conscious decisions that now I'm not in the moment. Goodbye. It's okay. But you're conscious. You're actually in control. You're living on purpose. You're setting intentions. And now my intention is not to be aware of where I am. Okay. If that works for you now, okay. Hopefully the people around you are okay. Amazing. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining. Thank yourself for taking some time off. Hopefully you have once a day. Do whatever works for you. Just find a place where you can walk a few minutes and just be mindful of your surroundings, of the birds chirping, and enjoy the pebbles, the water, the ducks, whatever comes up. And eventually next week we'll discuss how to continue in the workplace or at home when you interact with other people. We've discussed in the past, but it's always good to talk about it again. I'll see you all next week. Enjoy with the preparations and with the awareness.